they have no idea what music really is supposed to be.
Yeah, maybe just to start off with a general question, more or less. At what point in your life did you came to the idea that you have to do the Zappa concept, or
well, I think it's something I was thinking about for a long time, but there's so many factors involved in how to make it work, and the first one obviously was I had to spend the time with the music itself to make sure that whatever I was going to do with it was at the right level of execution and proper respect to the music, because there's no reason for me to do it if it's not going to be done at a very high standard. And so I spent 2 years studying the music and making technical changes to my own playing in order to be able to do things the way that I thought was going to be necessary before I even put the band together. And at that point, then we put the whole band together. But the real motivating factor to do it to begin with was I just felt like in this day and age, what exists for people musically is not very desirable. So I thought,
But for Zappa fans or more people in general, you think?
People in general. For Zappa fans, there's been a void. There's not really been anything that was presenting the music to people in a new way. So it was important to give not only the core fans, but the younger generation, the new fans that we would hope to be interested in the music, give them a chance to see the music in a way that, again, presents it in a respectful and authentic way.
Because do you think that the music nowadays is not as challenging as it was maybe back in the days when your father played it?
Well, I think, there's always been periods of popular music where it's so much dependent on a marketing trend, and I mean, at this point, I feel bad for kids that are 10 or 12 or 13 that are listening to music. If they only ever listen to the radio or watch MTV, they have no idea what music really is supposed to be. I mean, they don't have any connection to it like generations before, where you would actually listen to music because music had much more of an artistic expression. Now everything is so homogenized and created to specifically target, certain people, that it's not. It's really just it's a different thing, and there's room for every kind of music. But I just think that at this point, this particular kind of music that allows for so much spontaneity and as well as challenging parts that need to be executed, that needs to be seen and heard by people.
But do you think, not in a commercial way, that you try in some ways to make it accessible more to younger audience? I mean,
that's the goal of this tour, is to be able to give people, especially a younger audience, a chance to experience this music, because until very recently, most of Frank's music was not available in a digital download format that was official. It's been bootleg forever. The whole industry's imploded. The record industry is in a bad way. So to introduce the music, there's really no alternative, because the media is not interested in promoting it. It's not on the radio. So how do you get a younger audience to be interested in participating and telling their friends about it? They have to have some sort of visceral experience with it to have them really be motivated.